Once upon a time, far, far away, across the sea, a country called Ireland came under full English control, because it had been a British colony, even though Ireland was a country of its own. Many years had passed, and the Irish people had for a very long time been feeling suppressed due to the British Empire, which had ruled in their country for many years. This suppression among the long-suffering Irish people led to an enormous and cruel revolution that started on Easter Monday, the 24th of April 1916. The Irish Revolution had begun, and the people of Ireland fought for independence. Two of the main leaders in the fight for the country's freedom were Michael Collins and Eamon de Valera. Michael Collins was an Irish patriot and revolutionary. He was the leader of the negotiating team that negotiated the Irish independence. Michael Collins founded the IRA, Irish Republican Army, in 1918. Eamon de Valera was an Irish nationalist, politician and leader of the political party Sinn Féin. These two men fought together in the beginning, but they got into a fight about the English treaty, which resulted in the Irish Civil War. The British and the Irish had negotiations, which Michael Collins contributed in. The Treaty of Partition said that Ireland should be divided into Northern Ireland and the Free Island States. Michael Collins was heavily criticized for accepting that Northern Ireland remained British. Because of different opinions about the treaty and the people of Ireland's disagreements, the Civil War broke out. Michael Collins got killed by Eamon de Valera's followers, and de Valera was later on chosen as the President of Ireland. Due to the suppression under British rule, the people of Ireland searched for comfort in literature and traditional Irish music.
But what about today? Does the Irish people of today still listen to traditional music? Is it still an important part of their lives? Simone, Clara and I went to Dublin to find out. Welcome to Dublin! We wanted to learn more about today's traditional Irish music. So we went to one of Dublin's many pubs where the traditional music was played live by 3 Irish musicians.
The simple characteristic of Irish music is its basis on oral tradition, sharing and merging stories, beliefs, events and cultural feelings from the past and present. The musicians do not have to follow strict musical notation because all the instruments play the melody in music unison. Most of the time, Irish music is either passed down or learned by example instead of being taught via formal lessons or rote memorizations. Traditional Irish music is characterized mainly by the use of Celtic language. In this type of song, the melody is most important, so it is kept simple. These songs date back over 200 years to composers who wrote new songs or wrote down the songs passed on from generation to generation. There's a lot of instruments to provide the distinct sound of the Irish music. Here are some examples. Here we have the traditional Irish harp. The harp is a stringed instrument and is often used in the Irish music and is a symbol of freedom in Ireland. This is an accordion. The instrument is played by compressing or expanding the bellows while pressing buttons or keys. The baron is an Irish instrument and is made by tacking goatskin to one side of the instrument. The other side is open-ended for one of the hands. Here's the Irish fiddle, almost identical to the violin, but the fiddle is played differently. It is one of the most important instruments in the traditional Irish music. And of course we all know the guitar.
But enough about the musicians. We would like to know what the normal Irish people of today thinks about this traditional music. Do they still listen to it? We went to the park in Dublin to find out.
It's a constant reminder of our past and our musical heritage, and it's very much alive still in Ireland, and not just down the country but here in the cities as well.
Yeah, people already know what it sounds like, so it's like when they hear that, it's like, oh, that's Irish kind of thing. Like it's
Yeah, so it gives kind of recognition to Ireland. Does that mean anything to you? Do you listen to that?
No.
Yeah, well, my dad does, so I have to.
Yeah.
When you get old and you get kids, do you want them to listen to it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I'd like them to know what it sounds
I'd
like.
like them to know what it sounds like what tune all the Irish music is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
So they won't forget like the past and the
Yeah,
So
history.
they won't
I want
forget
them
when
to
they
know
were
what
children.
my childhood was like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like I want them
So-
to get how to know what their childhood was like. So then
You just have to say everything I just said.
Exactly.
Do you like Irish music? Yeah. Why do you like it?
Of all the tapping and everything, some people tapping their feet.
With the feet.
Yeah. We can now say that the people of today still listens to the music, but now it's mostly played on pubs with the only purpose of having a nice time. The people of today, both young, old and adults, can hear the music and be reminded of the history of their beloved country. Many years ago, during the British rule, the Irish traditional music was a good way to keep the Pope up under the suppressed times. We think that the Irish music will live forever because the parents present it for their kids, so they can present it for their kids, so they can present it for their kids, and so on. Dublin is a wonderful city, and during the making of this documentary, we were so excited we couldn't stop dancing. Take care until next week, where we're seeking deep into the history of the land down under.